An amazing story has emerged of this man who was trapped for 60 hours underneath a capsized tugboat.
On May 26, 2013, Harrison Okene found himself in a nightmare. Trapped in the overturned Jascon 4 tugboat, 30 meters below the ocean's surface, Harrison's struggle to survive became a story of hope, resilience, and the will to live. The day began like any other for Harrison Okene, the cook aboard the Jascon 4 tugboat. This tugboat, operated by West African Ventures, assisted oil tankers off the coast of Nigeria. Tugboats like the Jascon 4 were crucial in helping massive supertankers fill up from offshore oil platforms. While this might sound like routine work, the threat of pirates meant the crew had to follow strict security measures. On that fateful day, the Jascon 4 was helping two other tugboats guide a 70,000-ton supertanker. Harrison and his crew had been sailing for years and were well versed in handling various challenges at sea. Little did they know that this ordinary day would soon turn into a life-threatening ordeal. The calm before the storm. After a long day, Harrison went to rest, unaware of the impending disaster. While he slept, the Jascon 4 and the other tugboats continued their tension towing functions. The sea seemed calm, but this was just the calm before the storm. In the early morning hours, Harrison woke up to use the restroom, completely unaware of the chaos that was about to unfold. Suddenly, a massive wave slammed into the Jascon 4, causing it to capsize. The ship tipped over so quickly that Harrison found himself underwater almost instantly. The crew was trapped inside their rooms due to the strict security protocols, and the sea's icy tendrils quickly spread throughout the ship. Harrison was in the bathroom when the boat capsized. The intense pressure of the water rushing against the door trapped him inside. He watched helplessly as three of his crewmates were sucked through an emergency hatch into the unforgiving ocean. The roar of the ocean filled his ears, and his first instinct was to escape. Harrison managed to force himself into a hallway, but another jarring blow pushed him into an adjoining bathroom in an officer's cabin. Here, an air pocket had formed, providing him a temporary sanctuary. He knew he had to stay calm. Trapped in this six-sided box of steel, 30 meters beneath the ocean's surface, his chances of survival seemed slim. In the eerie silence of his underwater prison, Harrison could hear his own blood pumping through his veins. He was alone, with no idea if rescue teams would find him in time. Fortunately, many boats were in the area, and rescue attempts were launched to search for the surviving crew members. As the hours passed, Harrison remained in his small air pocket, fighting to stay calm. He knew he had to ration his energy and stay as warm as possible to combat the cold. Without food, water, or light, his situation seemed hopeless. He knew that hypothermia would eventually set in if he didn't find a way out. Driven by the thought of his wife and family, Harrison decided to take a risk. Without any diving gear or breathing apparatus, he lowered himself deeper into the ship, hoping to find another air pocket or a way to escape. Using his memory of the ship's layout, he felt his way through the dark, murky waters. Miraculously, Harrison found another air pocket in the engineer's office. This discovery gave him a glimmer of hope, but he knew he wasn't safe yet. He created a floating platform from a mattress and wall paneling, allowing him to stay above the water without expending too much energy. As Harrison fought for survival, West African Ventures hired DCN Global to retrieve the bodies of the lost crew members. The rescue team launched another expedition from their ship, the Okene, to search for survivors. The task was daunting, as the tugboat was 100 feet down and the seabed silt curtain made visibility nearly impossible. The rescue crew worked tirelessly to breach the ship's hull. Finally, 3 divers, Nico van Heerden, Andre Erasmus, and Daryl Oosthuizen, managed to enter the vessel. They recovered 4 bodies but were unaware of the horrors Harrison had endured. By this time, Harrison had been underwater for 60 hours. He was dealing with carbon dioxide toxicity and the physical toll of his ordeal. When light finally pierced the darkness of the hallway outside the engineer's room, Harrison couldn't believe his eyes. Desperate for rescue, he dove into the water and grabbed hold of Nico van Heerden's arm. Nico, startled by the unexpected touch, initially thought he had found another body. But then Harrison squeezed his hand, signaling that he was alive. Nico's supervisor, watching the camera footage, instructed him to keep Harrison calm and give him a thumbs up. The other divers quickly gathered around Harrison, but they knew they still had to get him out safely. Treating him as a deep saturation diver, they decided to bring him to the surface in stages to prevent decompression sickness, also known as the bends. They gave Harrison an oxygen mask and warmed his body with hot water. Keeping him calm and collected, they moved him to a diving bell, where the crew stayed with him as they ascended. At 7 p.m. on May 28th, Harrison finally reached the surface, thinking he had been trapped for only 12 hours. He was shocked to learn that nearly 3 days had passed. The aftermath. Harrison's ordeal was far from over. The dive team moved him to a special decompression chamber to help his body adjust to the surface pressure. This process took another 2.5 days, but was ultimately successful. After more than 60 hours underwater, Harrison Okene was alive to tell his story.
When I was right in the water, when I have access to nothing, right down inside the water, I thought of my family, thought of my mom, my brothers, my wife. I have access to none of them, no way to get to them. And I was right in the water and I know I'm going to die. But the only thing I could put my hope and trust in and my confidence in is God. I don't know it's up to 3 days because I was thinking it's just a day, maybe it's getting to the evening. I was there, keep on praying. When I prayed for some time, I stopped. And I said, God, let that will be done as it is in heaven, because I have tried my best. And I have called on you and you have never failed me before. And you will never fail me at all in my life. So as I said that, to me, if death comes, let it come. If death did not come, I know He's going to rescue me. So as I was there like that, I kept calm, and I was bold because I was not afraid anymore, because I know it's life and death. The line is already drawn. If you want to come, let it go.
Harrison's survival was nothing short of a miracle. His resourcefulness and calm demeanor allowed him to endure the dark abyss, even when the odds were against him. His faith and determination gave him the strength to keep going, even in the face of overwhelming despair. His story is a testament to the human spirit's resilience and the will to survive. When all hope seemed lost, Harrison found a way to hold on, proving that even in the darkest moments, there is always a glimmer of hope. This is the end of story. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video.